Morning. Hope everybody's all good as usual. Welcome to Akwaaba today, Sunday the 9th. Welcome, Easy and Didi, for tuning in. Queen P. It's hot today. It's really hot. There might be a bit of sweat, so make sure you've got your towel handy. Again, my name is Mark. Looking forward to going through a nice flow as normal today. We'll be doing a bit more work on the forearms or on the arms, just to start getting some arm balances in. But yeah, let's enjoy. It's 12:31. It's going to kick it off. We're going to start on our feet. If you've got a block, just keep it to one side and don't get your water. As I always say, if you've got any injuries, just really be mindful of your body. Don't overstretch yourself or go too far. Just really go to your edge, go to a place of comfort and not to a place of pain. So let's start on our feet. We'll start with a very gentle breathing exercise, just to get the breath flowing through the body. Again, it is hot today, so take your time, but go with the flow as much as you can, and take your water breaks as and when. So just come into stillness, take your feet so they're just beyond hip distance apart, and just roll back your shoulders and close your eyes. We're going to stay here just for a couple of breaths. You're just coming into your natural breath. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth, whichever is your natural, most common way of breathing. Maybe just move your head from side to side. Start to swing through the waist and let your arms be light. And then just come into stillness on the mat. Again, your eyes still closed. Now come into the breathing exercise to begin. So just turn the palms of your hands so your palms are facing upwards. Actually, turn them so they're facing downwards. So you're nice and tall, your palms are facing downwards. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. And then you exhale, start to bend through the knees and press down. As you exhale, flip the palms over. Draw the energy up. As you extend that through the legs, again, flip the palms over. As you exhale, push any negative energy down. Turn the palms over. Draw energy up through your roots. Flip them over. And exhale. Just keep going. I'm going to breathe with you. As you breathe, really tucking your belly, drawing your abs. And on exhale, really let the air go out through your lungs, through your ribs expanding. Take a couple more. Inhale. So you go any deeper into the knees as you take that bend a little bit further down. Draw up one more. And just release the arms. Just come to stillness. Stand there for a couple of breaths. Start to walk your feet in so your feet are just alongside each other. Start to draw your arms up to the sky. On an inhale, and on an exhale, bring your hands to your chest. With your eyes closed, just give thanks to making it through another week. We're beyond halfway through the year now. Let's look forward to the rest of the year with optimism. But for the next 55 minutes or so, just allow yourself to be present here on the mat as you find movement through your body. Just come to stand at the front of your mat. You're going to place your feet beside each other. I'm going to just come into Some gentle back movements. So you're coming into a sense of there are no lines, there's no structure here. Just see how you can maintain your balance and just start to twist and turn from one side to the other through your hips. Maybe come into a bend of the knees. See if you're wobbling or about to topple over. If you need to take your feet a little bit further apart, then feel free to do so. So it's almost like that scene from the Matrix where you're just letting your body just go. You're just finding movement into your back in particular, your upper back. Just bend through the knees as you come and find movement to your lower back. Let your arms go wild. Again, there's no structure here. You're just letting your torso in particular be nice and light. And as you find a movement, see how you can just engage your core. Swing the arms from one side to the next. Again, just let that arms be nice and relaxed. Just go from one side to the other. Slowly your circles might get smaller and smaller until you come to stillness again at the front of the mat. Just place your feet side by side. I'm going to start by coming into some sun salutations. It's really warm today, so I ain't going to take it too tough. But just build a little bit more heat in the body. So on the inhale, start to draw the arms up. Exhale, bend from the hips as we come all the way down to Uttanasana. Inhale, let's take a halfway lift, hands to the shins. Draw your shoulders back. Exhale, let's come down. On the inhale, let's take the hands all the way up to the sky. Draw your belly in. Exhale, take your hands to your chest as you breathe out. Inhale, draw the hands up to the sky. Be nice and tall for your hands. And on exhale, again, bend from the hips. As you bring your prayer through your chest, you come all the way through, down to the floor. Inhale, let's take a halfway lift. Draw your shoulders back. Just lengthen out through your back. And on the exhale, release the hands and the head down to the ground. Again, on the inhale, bend from the knees and start to draw the hands out to the sky again. Exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Let's go again. Inhale, draw the hands up. Really breathe beyond the finger, try and touch the ceiling. Stay nice and tall for one more breath. And then exhale, bend from the hips. Just come all the way down to Uttanasana. Inhale, let's take a halfway lift, hands to the shins, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, release the hands, the arms, the head down towards the ground. Inhale, take the hands all up to the sky. Exhale, release the breath. Just bring the hands to prayer. Let's go again. Inhale, draw the hands up all the way to the ceiling. So if you've got any more space, you're nice and tall, your arms are beside your ears. And then exhale, bring your prayer through the chest, bend from the hips as you come all the way down. Inhale, let's get to a halfway lift. Exhale, bring both hands to the mat, to step the left foot back, and then the right foot to join it as you come into your first high plank. Again, at any point, should you need to take a break or relax into the pose, just drop your knees. Together, let's all start to bend through the elbows as we come down to a low plank on golden toes. So we push up into our upward facing dog. So you bring and draw on your torso through your arms. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as you come into your first downward facing dog of today. Take a deep inhale in for the nose and exhale for the nose. So your inverted V, just energetically again, just draw your heels down towards the mat. You push into the heels of the palms to find extra length in your back. Take one more breath here, in for the nose. Exhale for the nose as you come to Ujjayi. On the next breath in, let's step the right foot forward and then join the front of your left foot beside your right foot. So your Uttanasana, you're bent from the hip. On the inhale, come to a halfway lift. On the exhale, release down to the mat. On the inhale, just bend through the knees, draw the arms up to the sky. And on the exhale, take your hands to your chest. Inhale, let's take the hands all the way up. Exhale, bend from the hips as we come down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale to draw up to the ceiling. Might be a small back bend here. Exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Inhale to take your hands all the way up. Exhale to release. Release all the way down to the ground. Inhale to come to a halfway lift. Roll your shoulders back. Remember to find length in your spine. Exhale, drop both hands to the mat. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back to join the left. As you come to your high plank. Yeah, feel free to drop the knees or start to bend through the elbows to come into a low plank. And let's push back up into our high plank. Let's come down slowly to our low plank. Hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1, and push back up to our high plank. Remember again, at any point, feel free to drop the knees. Let's go for 1 more, but really slowly. 5, as you're coming down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's push for the toes as you come into your upward facing dog. Just curl the toes under as we come back into our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale through the nose. Inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. Just maintain your Ujjayi breath here. On the next breath in, let's take a big step forward on the right foot at the front of the mat. And then join your right foot with your left at the front. So you together meeting forward fold at the front of the mat. On the inhale, take a halfway lift. On the exhale, just fold down. On the inhale, bend from the knees, draw the hands up to the sky. Exhale, let's take our hands to our chest in prayer. Let's go again for another sun salutation. Draw our hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold from the hips as we come all the way down. Inhale to take a halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale to bend from the knees and draw all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer. Inhale to draw up. Exhale to release all the way down. Inhale to come to a halfway lift, both hands to the shins, roll the shoulders back, lengthen out the spine. And exhale, release the hands to the mat. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back to join the left. As we all together meet in high plank. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. And again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. On the next breath in, let's drop down to the right forearm. And repeat it again as we come down to our left forearm. So together we all meet in forearm plank. So as much as you can, you're nice and straight through your body. You're really engaging through your abdominals here. Leave for just 2 more breaths. 1 more. On the next breath in, let's push up through the left hand as we come back up to a high plank and back up through the right hand. So together we meet in high plank. Let's come down slowly. We'll count on 3, 2, 1 to low plank. Just push for the toes as we come into an upward facing dog. Curl the toes under as we all together meet in down facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Take a deep breath in again. Hold the breath and release out from the nose. Release any tension, any strain. Again, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, see if you can go any deeper through the heels. On the next breath, let's step the right foot forward to the front of the mat and join with the left foot as we all meet at the front of the mat in forward fold. And come for another sun salutation on the inhale. Together, let's take our halfway lift, hands to our shins, roll the shoulders back and look just beyond the front of the mat. On the exhale, release down as you come to your forward fold. Be nice and heavy through the arms here. Let's go again. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Draw your belly in. Really engage your transverse abdominis, that muscle that runs from the sides to the front of your abs, and release down. On the inhale, you're going to bend through the knees. We're going to come into chair. So you're going to keep bending into the knees. And see if you're going to draw up to the ceiling, but you don't go all the way. Once your arms go to the front diagonal, just hold it there. So you're bending through your knees, as if you're sitting on a chair. You might not reach a perfect right angle. That's all good. Just take your gaze up to the front diagonal. The soles of your feet nice and flat. Maybe start to engage your toes by turning your toes up towards your face. Here just for 3, for 2, for 1. And on the next breath, let's come to Uttanasana as we relax forward. Back into our forward fold. Just stay for a couple of breaths and be nice and heavy. Just give into gravity here. Notice the rate of your heartbeat is sped up. Just come into your breath as you start to regulate the beating of your heart. So again, let's come to a halfway lift. So take our hands to our shins, our feet hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders forward, lift out the arms. Let's take our gaze towards the front, just beyond the front of the mat. And on the exhale, just release down to Uttanasana. Let's come again into chair pose. So bend through the knees and slowly start to wind the arms up, just front diagonal. Take your gaze there, your arms at either side of your ears, nice and straight. Your palms are facing one another. Fingers are sprayed out here for just 2, for 1, and then release down. Let's bend. Let's come back to our forward fold. Let's come again into a halfway lift, hands to the shins. Roll your shoulders back, and on the exhale, release down to Uttanasana. This time I'm going to come all the way up to the ceiling, take your hands all up to the sky, nice and tall for your body, for your torso. Really try and touch the ceiling here, and on the exhale, bring your hands to prayer, just center the chest. On the inhale, let's take the hands all the way up. Exhale, we're going to bend through the knees. Slightly come bend through the hips as you come down to your forward fold. On the inhale, we're going to come into a halfway lift. Take your hands to your shins. And on the exhale, bring your hands to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back. Then step the right foot back as we come into our high plank. From our high plank, let's come to a low plank. And push back up into our high plank. This time I'm going to drop down onto the right forearm and then onto the left forearm as we come into our forearm plank. And once we're here, we start to roll backwards and forwards on the toes. So again, really engage your abs here. And at any point, if you need, feel free to drop the knees. We'll see how long you can hold this. Maybe for just 3, for 2, for 1. And start to walk your feet forward. Keep your arms where they are. Start to walk your feet forward as you lift your sacrum, your bum up to the ceiling. Keep walking forward on the toes so you can't go any further. And just hold here for 3 breaths. So you're nicely balancing your forearms. Your modified downward facing dog here on the forearms. So really try and push through with forearms in this pose, in this position. On the next breath in, using the hands, let's push the hands into the mat. So you lengthen out the hands, you come straight back into your downward facing dog. On the inhale, come up onto the tiptoes. On the exhale, start to release the heels back down towards the mat.
Inhale to breathe in. Exhale to release. Next breath in. Let's step the right foot forward. Let's step the left foot forward, strong on the right, in front of the mat. As we will meet in forward fold. If you need to, maybe use a towel to wipe through any sweat that might be accumulating. Again, it's a hot one today, so do take water when you need to. On the inhale, take our hands to shins, you come into your halfway lift. Exhale, release back down again. Really built up a lot of fire and energy with our sun salutations this morning. Let's go for one more. Let's draw the hands all up to the ceiling. As you breathe in, stay nice and tall. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Let's keep your eyes closed for just 3 breaths. See if you tuck in your hips. See if you can go any taller for your torso. Roll your shoulders back. Standing up nice and proud. On the next breath in, let's take the prayer all the way up to the ceiling. Really engage your transverse abdominis again, that muscle that sits and supports your abs, or is your abs. On the next breath, let's bend for the hips to come all the way down. On this breath in, let's come to a halfway lift. Take your hands to the shins, roll your shoulders back, lengthen out the arms. Take your gaze from the front of the mat. On the exhale, release down into your forward fold. Let's go again. Let's take a halfway lift, hands to the shins. Roll your shoulders back. And on the exhale, release both hands down to the mat. Just again, step back into a high plank. So step the left foot back. Step the right foot back to join the left. And roll forwards on the toes, just back and forwards here. Again, just engaging your abs. On the next roll forward, you're going to drop down against that right forearm. Drop down to the left forearm. Then from here, we're going to just start to walk straight away. Start to walk to feet in. So you come into your, what would be a modified downward facing dog, as you're balancing and holding your weight up through your forearms. Try not to collapse into the shoulders. Really try and draw your elbows in. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhale through the nose. For the next breath in, let's push into the mat as we all meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On next breath in, start to take the right leg either to parallel, so it's parallel to mat, or if it's there for you sitting, take it all the way up to your back diagonal. Really engage through the toes, curl the toes in towards your face, or feel free to point out through the toes. And on the next breath in, let's take knee to nose. So bring your right knee all the way through. Let's take your knee to your nose, and then step it all the way through. So the sole of your right foot is at the front of the mat. Both feet are pointing forward towards 12 o'clock. You're on your back toes here. Once you feel nice and stable, start to lift your torso up off your thigh as we come into high lunge. So nice and tall through the torso. We're going for an anterior tilt of the pelvis. If you're not sticking your bum out, really try and tilt through the hips. So nice and tall through your torso. You're up on your back toes. And start to draw the arms up to the ceiling. We all meet in crescent lunge. Your arms at either side of your ears here. Really try and engage through your belly. Engage your belly lock. Uddiyana Bandha. On next breath in, let's take our hands to prayer to our chest. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose. And then on the exhale, we're going to start to twist over towards the right. So our left elbow, the outside of our left elbow is going to sit just on the outside of our right thigh. So you still got that bend through that right knee. Your hands are in prayer. Your left elbow, the outside, you're sitting on the outside of your right thigh. And that bit of resistance enables you to get a bit more of a twist over towards the right hand side of the room. Take a deep breath in. And through the exhale, see if you've got any more room to twist. On the next breath in, let's all come up into warrior two. So the back heel now drops to the mat. Your back foot's pointing out towards 10 o'clock. Your right foot's pointing forwards. Got a slight bend into your right knee. Try not to go beyond the ankle here and dump too much weight forward. When you're ready, let's raise the arms. So your arms now parallel to the mat. Let's all meet together in warrior two. Let's have a look at that back hand. See if it's lowering. If it is, just try and draw it back up. So both arms are parallel. Both arms are parallel to the floor. On the next breath in, just flip the right palm over. Let's go into our reverse warrior. It's like a seesaw. The right hand's going up. Let's take the left hand to the left hip and use that as just some sort of fulcrum so you can come up and over and create a bit more room down the right hand side of your body through the intercostal muscles here. Still got that bend through that right knee. You're maintaining your warrior two legs. On the next breath, you start to bring that right arm all the way up. Take the right elbow and sit it just inside of that right knee, that right thigh, I should say. As we come into side angle lunge, you can still get that bend for that right knee. Start to open up, this time to the left hand side of the room. So take that left hand, maybe all the way up to the sky. You use the resistance of the right elbow against the inside of the right thigh, just to help you open up that much further to the left hand side of the room. Take your gaze up to the left hand, or maybe just relax the head and gaze down towards the mat here. Give it just two more breaths. And one more. Let's come back up and all meet in warrior two. This time take your interlace behind your back. I'm going to come to humble warrior. So again, lengthen out through your arms, just draw them back, maybe lift your hands off your sacrum. And then start to take your chest forward to your front diagonal, so you're bending towards the left-hand side of the mat. You're bending inside of your right thigh. And so you can lift your hands up off your sacrum, off your lower back here. Really bend into that right knee. You'll probably find yourself in a nice stretch in your right hip flexor, maybe in your right hamstring. Just keep your left leg nice and straight. Your left foot's nicely grounded. On the next breath in, let's come all the way up. Let's come back up through humble warrior. Let's all meet again into warrior two. And then let's cut all the hands to the front of the mat as we all come back into our high plank. From high plank, let's take the right hand into the center of the mat as we start to spin over into side plank on the right hand side. So feel free to drop your right shin, keep your left leg straight as you open up through the body to the left hand side here. So if your shin's down, you start to pulse and thread that left hand so it sits behind that right elbow and draw it up, all the way up. From the level up, feel free to lengthen out through that right leg. So you're in that full expression of side plank. And again, start to thread that left hand behind the right elbow. And let's take it all the way up. the next breath, let's cut all the hands all the way down to the front of the mat. This time we're going to drop down onto the right forearm. And again, you're going to spin over and see if we're coming into side plank, but this time you're balancing on the right forearm. So you're really working your abs a bit more here. Just as before, start to lift that left hand up to the ceiling for 3, for 2, for 1. Cut all the hands down. Let's all meet in high plank. And slowly we're going to come all the way down to the mat. Bring yourself all the way down. Rest your torso. You're nice and flat. Let's take your gaze over towards the left-hand side. Give yourself a stretch out through your neck. Just lengthen out your arms to either side of your torso. Your palms are facing the floor. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Inhale in and exhale out. And again, inhale in and exhale out. On next breath in, let's start to take the hands so they sit just underneath the shoulders. And your next breath, let's push up into our upward facing dog. You may just take a gaze over your left shoulder. See if your feet are sprayed out to the side. See if you can draw your heels in. So they're nicely in line with your legs. And again, take your gaze over your right shoulder. And then start to push up as you curl your toes under. And we all meet in downward facing dog. So then we'll just repeat that expression. Just on the other side now. The left hand side. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out through the nose. On the next breath, let's start to lift the left leg so it's parallel to the mat. Again, you're curling your toes in towards your face. Or maybe take your left leg up towards the back diagonal. Maybe point up through the toes. On the next breath, let's start to draw that left knee all the way through as we come knee to nose and hold it for 3, for 2, for 1. And then step that left foot all the way through. So your left sole of the foot is flat on the mat. So you're up high on the back toes of your right foot. Both feet are pointing in the same direction, pointing towards 12 o'clock at the front of the mat. You've got a slight bend through your left knee. And once you're nice and stable, start to lift up through the torso. As we all meet in crescent lunge. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe interlace your thumbs. Whoa. And embrace any shakes or wobbles. Obviously that I've got exaggerated back here, so I'm going to draw in through the belly. Create an anterior tilt of the pelvis. So I'm nice and tall now through my torso. Try and go high up on the toes. On the next breath in, let's take our hands to the center of the chest as we all meet in prayer. On the next inhale, just draw up so we're nice and tall through the torso. And on the exhale, we're going to twist this time over towards the left-hand side of the room. But this time we're taking the outside of our right elbow, so it sits just on the outside of the left knee. So again, keep your hands in prayer if you can. And see if you can keep your prayer towards the center of your chest as you twist over towards the left-hand side. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Just use that resistance again of the elbow against the outside of the right of the left thigh. So you can create any more room to twist over towards the left-hand side. And exhale out. Let's breathe in for one more. And on the breath out, it's going to spin around as we come into warrior two legs.
So this time your right heel drops to the mat, your right foot is pointing out towards 2 o'clock, your left foot is still pointing forwards towards 12. You've still got that bend for that left knee, creating an external rotation through your hips here. Once you're ready, start to lift the arms up as we come into the full expression of Warrior 2. Let's have a look at your right hand. You can see if it's just flopping down. So you can just maintain both arms being parallel to the floor here. And just find your drishti point, your focal point. You might be glancing and looking over that middle finger, the fingertip, or maybe a spot on the wall. So inhale in and exhale. Inhale in and exhale. On the next breath in, let's flip that left palm over and start to seesaw it up. So as the left hand comes up, let's take our right hand, use it as a fulcrum to sit at the crook of your right hip. So you come up and over and create a bit more room down that left hand side of the body. Still maintain that bend in that left knee. Engage your toes. Maybe take your toes up off the mat. Really turn them on. We don't ever really consciously engage our feet. We do so much walking during the day. On the next breath in, let's start to cartwheel the left arm over. So now the left elbow is going to just sit inside that left thigh. Just come to side angle lunge, start to open up through to the right hand side of the body. So again, use the resistance of that left elbow against that left thigh to help you just open up, taking your right hand up to the ceiling. Maybe let your gaze follow, or just let your gaze down towards the mat. Again, maybe as you did on the other side, you can feel a stretch coming through your left hip flexor or your left thigh, so your left hamstring. Just 2 more breaths. On the next breath, let's start to climb back up to Warrior 2. Start to bring your hands together, just behind your back, and interlace your fingers. Maybe take the opposite interlace. This time, maybe put the left thumb over the right thumb and let the rest follow. So your interlace is just at the back of your lower back. On the inhale in, let's shine our chest and our hearts up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're going to start to bend through the chest and start to bring the chest down towards that right front diagonal. Maybe lift your hands up off your lower back of your sacrum. See if you can get any more of a stretch, again through that left hamstring, or the left hip flexor here. Don't forget your breath, in through the nose and out through the nose. On next breath in, let's come all the way back up. Just meeting Warrior 2. Now let's cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. Let's step the left foot all the way back to meet the right foot. So in your high plank, you start to move that left hand so it sits in the middle of the mat. Drop your left shin down as we start to bring the right heel down as we open up to the right hand side. Just take a modified side plank first. Draw that right hand up towards the ceiling. And start to thread that right hand all the way down so it comes just behind that left elbow. And then draw it all the way up back towards the sky. You want to take the full expression, maybe lengthen out through your left leg. And let's go again. Let's take the hand all the way down, let's thread it through. So you pulse it just behind that left elbow and then draw it all up to the ceiling.
Now let's cut all the hands down. And start to drop onto that left forearm this time. So nicely balance on the left forearm. I'm going to come into side plank again, but this time balance on the left forearm. Let's take one more pulse. So I'm going to try our best to raise that right hand all the way up. Just follow your gaze. Follow up the gaze. See if you can go for one pulse. You bring the right hand so it comes just behind your left tricep. Take it all the way back up. And then come back into a high plank. Ooh. Feel free to drop the knees. Slowly come down all the way to the mat. Bring your torso all the way down. Just give into gravity. Take your gaze over towards the right hand side this time. And spray up through your arms, your hands. Your arms are sitting on either side of the torso. Your palms facing down on the mat. Just notice your heartbeat here. And see if you can regulate the heartbeat and the pace of the breath. But just come back into your ujjayi breath if you've lost it. So in for the nose, out for the nose. In for the nose, out for the nose. Let's go for one more. In for the nose, out for the nose. So really use your breath beyond the mat. When we're out in that big wide world, just use your breath just to come into relaxation, particularly when we're in moments of fight or flight, anxiety or stress. Just take ownership of your breath and just use it to come back into a relaxed state. And next breath in, start to take the hands so they sit just underneath of our shoulders and push up into our upward facing dog here. And then curl the toes under as we come into our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and exhale through the nose. Again, see if you can create any more room to draw your heels any closer towards the mat. On the inhale, I'm going to jump or step forward towards the front of the mat. So both feet at the front. We're all going to meet in ragdoll. Take your feet so the hips is apart. Take our two-piece fingers and again just interlace them underneath our big toes as we come to a big toe grab. So just take your big toes on the inhale, slightly bend for the knees as we come into a halfway lift, just holding onto the toes. So you're lengthening out through your back. Your arms nice and straight. On an exhale, start to release back down. So let energy, let gravity, bring your head down. Just use your grip, the grip of your toes, see if you can pull just ever so gently a bit closer towards your feet. You really start to turn your hamstrings here. And relax. Now I'm going to come to gorilla pose. So again, bend all the way through the knees as much as you need to in order to take the palms of your hands underneath the bottom of the soles of the feet. So we, again, bend all the way through the knees. You might need to come and touch your feet. It's all good. Just bend through the knees. Take your left palm underneath your left foot and vice versa. Right palm to right foot underneath. Maybe just massage out through your wrists. Just use your toes to massage out through your wrists. Again, do take as much of a bend in your knees as you need. On next inhale, give the energy to feel to come to a halfway lift. So your arms are straight. You're trying to lengthen that through your back. On the exhale, release down. So use the resistance of your feet underneath your soles. So use the resistance of your hands under the soles of your feet just to pull a bit further down towards the mat. And again, really engage your hamstrings here. Take a deep inhale in. So you've got any more room to bend, a bit forward, a bit more forward, a bit more deeper into your hamstrings. And on next breath in, let's relax. So relax your hands out. As we know from last week, don't know if any of you forgot, I did check in with a couple of you and see how you get with the Malasana challenge. So let's all come into Malasana. So just take your feet, so maybe they're just beyond hip distance. Get your feet pointing out towards maybe 10 to 2. If you need to, feel free to use a towel underneath your heels. Slowly start to bend into the knees. So you take your hands into prayer. I'm going to sit in Malasana just for 30 seconds. So again, our August challenge, see if we can hold Malasana for 15 minutes by the end of the month. So just see if you can build this pose into your daily practice. Maybe you want to start the mornings with a couple of minutes of quiet meditation, your eyes closed. Just finish it off by coming to Malasana. Particularly for any cyclists or runners in the group, we've got tight hands, tight hips. This is a really good posture. It's a really good asana for just to help us open up through the hips. From here, we're going to just start to roll forward as we come into crow pose. So if we're not quite there yet with crow, just hold Malasana for another 30 seconds. Now it might hurt, but you'll love it in the long term. Otherwise, let's come into an arm balance and let's crow. So we're going to just take our knees just behind our triceps. Our hands are nicely fanned open onto the mat. You're going to come high into your toes. Start to rock just forwards and back to get a sense of comfort. Build confidence in your ability, in the ability for your hands to hold you. And once you're there, start to lift that left foot up. And maybe that's your posture for today, keeping the right toes down. It might be the other side. You might want to lift the left toes up. And you're still supported with your hands in the left foot. So come to the full expression of the pose. Take both feet up off the mat. So you come into crow. 3, 2, 1. Let's come back down. Let's all meet in high plank. Let's come down to our low plank. Let's push up into our upward facing dog. And let's all meet together in downward facing dog. So don't forget the Malasana during the week. Again, it might just be 30 seconds at a time. It was a really, really good asana for open up your hips. On this way in, let's jump or step towards the front of the mat. And let's slowly start to come to a seated position. I'm going to put my towel just on the mat. The mat's getting a bit wet. So let's all meet in a seated position. And lengthen out through your left leg. Take the right leg, take a bend into your right leg. And just place the sole of your right foot up against the inside of your left thigh. Try and sit nice and tall for your torso, for your upper body. Draw your arms up to the ceiling. And on the inhale, take one more breath. And on the exhale, start to bend from the hips. And you're bending. You're not trying to take your head to your knee. You're really trying to draw your chest forward as much as you can. Just maintain the integrity of your spine. And if it's there for you to grab the outside of or the bottom of the soles of your feet, then do so. So curl your toes in towards your face. If it's not quite there for you, then make use of your props, or maybe use your towel. So hold onto your towel and just wrap it around the outside of the sole of the foot. And just start to pull through your towel. Start to bring your chest forward. Use for 2 more breaths. Just finding a bit more room for your left hamstring. And let's relax. That left leg still nice and straight. Let's just take the right foot and just pop it over that left thigh. So now your right sole of the foot is flat on the mat. Your right knee's pointed up towards the ceiling. Let's lift up through that left arm. Start to wrap your left hook of your elbow just around your right knee. And use the resistance there to start to turn your body over towards the right hand side. Maybe take the right hand so it sits behind you. So sit nice and tall, lengthen up through your spine, through your neck. Try and keep your chest, so your chin over your chest. You try not to twist from the neck. You're twisting from your lower abs here. So the inhale to draw up, exhale so you've got any more room to twist. So go for 1 more. Inhale to draw up, exhale to twist. And then release. So lengthen out through your right leg. Let's take the opposite side. So this time you're going to bend through your left knee. And take the left sole. Take the sole of your left foot and just place it inside of your right thigh this time. So again, sit nice and tall, lengthen up through your spine. Start to draw your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, start to bend forward, curl your toes in towards your face. I've got a bit less room in my right hamstring, so I do like using the towel. So again, using any props, just wrap that towel on the outside of the sole of the right foot and use the towel to pull myself so my chest is coming a bit further forward. I'm not bending through the head or the neck here. Still nice and tall. Try and roll your shoulders back. I'm curling my toes in towards my face and getting a nice stretch down my right hamstring. So hold there for 3, for 2, for 1. And start to release. So again, this time let's lift the left foot up and over. So this time the left sole of the foot is flat on the mat on the outside of the right thigh. Taking my left hand so it sits behind me. Start to draw up for your right arm. You're taking the crook of the right elbow just to hook around your left knee. And inhale to draw up and exhale, start to twist. So again, twisting from the belly here. Inhale to draw up, exhale to twist. Just use the resistance and the pull, just take you a bit further over. And relax. Oh. So relax through the legs. And let's come into a few boats before we finish. So let's first take high boats. So you're taking your hands and just open up your palms to the ceiling. Start to bend through the knees. You're nice and high on your bum. When you're ready, start to lift both heels off the mat. Maybe take it so your shins are parallel to the mat. As we all meet in a high boat. And if you can, maybe lengthen out through your legs so they're nice and straight. And turn on your feet. And on the exhale, come to a low boat. Let's come up to a high boat. And down to low. Up to high. Down to a low.
up to a high and hold it there. And slowly start to come to a low boat and hold it for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back up to a high boat. Deep inhale in for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's grab the backs of the thighs and start to just rock and roll. Just start to massage through our backs as you roll backwards and forwards. Just really enjoy the massage you're giving to your back here. Let's go for a couple more. Whew. And on your next rock up, it's again meeting high boat. So again, your shins are parallel to the mat. Your arms at either side of the knees. You're coming down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's all meeting low boat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down to the mat. Hope you've been taking water at various breaks. I mistakenly haven't been, I forgot to. As I come into a spinal twist. So let's bend up through the right knee. Let's take an intake of the hands around the right knee. Start to just wind up through the hips, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And release the grip of the right hand, so just keep your left hand. So your left hand is on the outside of the right knee. And start to just bring that right knee over your body. Again, your knee might not come all the way to the ground. Just take yourself to your edge. Then place that left hand on the outside of the right thigh. Let's take the right hand, so sprayed out towards the right side of the room, and take your gaze over towards the right side as well. So you come into a nice twist through your body. It's really good, this pose, for the digestive system. Through the twist, once you start to come out of it, there'll be a rush of blood to your organs within your abs, and that just helps to oxygenate that part of your body. That's why we love coming to twists. On this breath in, and start to lift that right knee back up. Just put it in for one more, and then lengthen it all the way out. Let's take the other side. This time, bend up for the left knee, take the interlace around the left knee. Start to find some movement, space for your hip as you go clockwise first, and then anti-clockwise. And release the left hand. Let's keep the right hand where it is. This on the right hand. It's up and over the outside of the left knee. Start to draw that left knee up and over your body, over towards the right hand side of the room. Just take your left knee as far as it will go. Place your hands on the outside of the left thigh. Your left hand is sprayed out towards the left side of the room. Take your gaze over towards the left side again. So enjoy the twist you're giving to your abdominal areas here. On next breath, let's come back into center. Let's take both knees in. Take one final squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Let your legs straight out in front of you. Maybe just tucking your chin. So you lengthen out the back of your neck. Close your eyes. Let your arms be heavy. And relax just either side of you. Just let gravity and your mat support you here. Close your eyes. Come back into your natural breath as you come into Shavasana. come into movement, moving your head from one side to the other. Find movement for your hands and your feet. Just bring your knees into your chest. One final squeeze. And rock over to the left side or your right side, whichever is more comfortable as you come to your fetal position, your eyes still closed. Let's push up. Let's all come into a seated position. And sit on a block. So you can cross your legs or come into your knees, into bended knees. Just close your eyes and bring your hands to your chest. Sit up nice and tall. We had a few more poses just to help develop our upper body strength today. I hope you will find a bit more time to find more arm balances. Do practice Vinyasa during the week and perhaps crow. In the meantime, enjoy your Sunday. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale through the mouth for nothing. Take a breath to your third eye. Have a great Sunday. Thank you. All done. Not too bad for time. Don't know if that went quickly or slowly. Oh man. Yeah, it's a hot one today. I do hope you get time to go out and enjoy the sun with water though. It was I was dripping quite a bit in that. But thanks again for tuning in to Akwaaba Yoga. Next week, I'm back next week on the 23rd. I think I'm away, so there's no class on the 23rd. So do join me for the 16th. Looking forward to that one. Any thoughts of what you might want to practice or do drop me a message. Be mindful of any injuries that you've got. Again, if anything's persistent, there's probably a reason behind it. So either slow down or check it out. But yeah, have a great Sunday. Thanks again. Subscribe, spread the word, and I will catch you on the 16th. God bless. Have a great Sunday. See what tunes we've got to finish up with.